Hello, ladies and gentlemen.
Boys and girls.
We are undisclosed name because we don't have a name yet.
Hold on, hang on.
Um,
They just have to sign the NDAs before we can tell
we're gonna figure out a name for the cast eventually. Right now, we're just gonna play D&D, have some fun. We are only like 2 or 3 sessions into the game. Essentially, the party has met up, but that's about it. I'll do a recap in the beginning because it's been a while since we played at this point. We begin our story in the floating city of Waterdeep. Eroded from the main continent of Faerun, a powerful spell placed on the city by the ancient elves that inhabited the land long before it became the bustling port town it is now, keeps the ground surrounding it untouched and intact. This is known as the Malaire Shield. Through the efforts of Lariel Silverhand, a daughter of the goddess Mistra herself, this spell was altered to keep Waterdeep floating above the Sword Coast and its enemies at bay. Throughout the decades, it would be studied by many, enough to secure expansion of the city in its grasp and to hold created bodies of water to sustain the city. Through the decades since, Waterdeep has seen a surge in arcane technological advancement, in part due to the studies of the great magic that holds the city afloat. This arcane renaissance created new technologies and connected Waterdeep's massive array of buildings, streets, and landmarks by a series of teleportation machines across the vast city, given you have the coin. Large towers were built extending past the Malaire Shield, collecting rain flowing through a series of aqueducts throughout the city as a source of fresh water. Amongst the bustling citizens, mechanical horses, powered by arcane engines, galloped through the streets, a small badge on its side reading Bronco Bolt. Griffins fly high in the skies, circling the city, keeping a watchful eye on the ground below. In the skies above the Malaire Shield, where flying ships known as sails glide effortlessly above its surface, waiting to dock. The skies are kept in check by the many arcane ballista atop the walls of Waterdeep that has maintained their stature amongst the city. The city's defenses are manned by the Lords' Alliance, a force controlled by the Lords of Waterdeep that are trained in the arts of martial prowess to keep order and defend the city. Some few exceptions are accepted into the Arcane Corps, who train in the art of arcane gunslinging, creating magical arms to help fight for the city should anyone ever be foolish enough to attempt a siege. Lastly, a force of the Lords' Alliance designated under the full authority of the Open Lord Lariel Silverhand was established to investigate the city's many mysteries and uphold daily law in the city proper and its territories. This force is known as the Rooks of Waterdeep. Though the centuries have passed and Waterdeep has seen many changes through its arcane renaissance, the lords of the city still sought to divide its people into castes. The upper echelon of the city succeeded in its demands to have the sea wards separated and elevated above the city so that those who were not of their stature would struggle to ever set foot on what they believed was theirs. Their imperious influence even garnered a separate force to uphold the ward's law and order, which resulted in corruption spreading rampantly and the ward falling under one law: money talks. This created a large divide in Waterdeep that has maintained to this very day. Waterdeep's last connection to the mainland is the massive mithril bridge that connects the city to the plateau where the city used to reside. The bridge is dotted with street merchants and wagons resembling that of a marketplace instead of a bridge, and a flow of folks both leaving and entering the great city. What awaits our party in the floating city of Waterdeep? Mystery? Mischief? Or maybe just lots of ale? We begin our story after our 5 heroes traveled to Waterdeep, only 2 of which who had any inclination of who each other were. That is Bodinock, Nibblesnoosh. I'm never going to say that again. His name is Bodhi for short. Bodhi and Zarek here are kind of attached at the hip. They're very good friends. And Bodhi is an artificer who is kind of like the Fox to his Batman. He creates all kinds of gadgets for Zarek here to use, and is attempting to find a way to become a part of the Rooks in a non-combat capacity. Our other travelers all come from different places. We have a Mr. Clue Kulik, who is a traveling Aarakocra from a island called Inthar. Again, if there is actual lore behind Inthar, just understand that I've rewritten the lore for it. And above Inthar is a connection to the astral plane, elemental plane of air, which is where Aarakocra tend to nest, and that is where Kalu is from. And similar to Rumspringa, as the Jewish community has, or not Jewish community, the Amish community has, the Aarakocra encourage their young to go out, experience the world, and come back. Kalu is just trying to document everything he can about all of society around him because he wants to bring that back to his own tribe. Tirek is a bugbear? That's what they're called. I was like, what the fuck are they? Tirek is a bugbear who is from the Moonshae Isles, which in my particular version of events is similar to Xhorhas. In the Critical Role universe, it is a island maintained as a duocracy between the Drow and the Elves, High Elves, in which all the monster races live and cohabitate. And Tirek is from there. We just found out in the last episode that he is wanted for murder, supposedly, of a Drow noble. The fighter, Glorvin Dustbone, is a fighter trained by a militia group out in... What the fuck? What was the name we came up for it? It's like Stonebridge, I believe?
Yes.
Yeah. A small, not so small settlement called Stonebridge that absorbed Fendalin into it, and has a booming castle and works with the Lord's Alliance to train their soldiers. Glorvin has been sent here to work with a fellow Lord's Alliance member, specifically Zarakir Varel, who is supposed to act as the muscle to the brains of Zarakir. And that is basically all we've done for the most part as far as our characters and introductions. They got plastered on the first day and drank the most dangerous bottle of alcohol in my entire universe, which is diluted drow poison, and if they roll a nat 1, they die. So thank God they didn't do that. But they were knocked unconscious immediately because the con save is very high. And then we found out that they were supposed to meet up. They meet up, and suddenly the Rook enforcements have shown up and arrested all of them because they are trying to say that Tirek is behind all the random events that have been happening around Waterdeep that have come from the Moonshae Isles. There is currently a political entanglement between the Moonshae Isles and Waterdeep. And Tirek is basically taking the fall for it. And with that, we will join our party in the cells of the Rooks. You were surrounded by you were taken down into a lower section of the Rook headquarters. Zarakir, you know this all too well. The rest of you are unfamiliar with this because Bodhi, you would never be allowed back here.
I'm not there anyway.
Yeah. You were surrounded by just the dankest of smells. you immediately have the smell of feces and urine hit the tinges of your nose. And you're escorted to a cell, and in it you see not a dead body, but you definitely see bondage of some kind, like chains that once contained somebody there. And if you look very closely, you see blood that has stained these iron cuffs, as well as blood splattered across the floor. And of course, the source of the smell of feces and urination. Feces and urination. You were promptly shoved in there, and it is at this point in time, Zarakir, you notice that while you know Bodhi escaped, you thought he would get caught because they were hunting for him, but nobody turned up. It seems he has eluded the Lord's Alliance and the Rooks. And we will begin our story with our 4 heroes in jail. We will begin our story with our 4 heroes in jail.
My bad. I was.
No. We gotta stay quiet. Make it awkward for him.
Oh, at least the
Sorry,
little
guys.
guy
This is
escaped.
my fault. I'm just gonna feed my owl, like cower in a corner. Like, what happened?
This
What?
is nobody's fault. They were tensions are high, and everybody's out to get everybody at the moment.
We just showed up. What do we do now?
I guess I'm gonna have to attempt to talk to my superior and try and get us out of this mess.
How do we get him down here?
That's a good question. I'll request his presence, and if he comes, he comes. If not, we'll figure something else out.
Question for DM.
If it doesn't look like they want to help.
Sorry, I'm
not-
sorry. Was that question directed at me?
Oh no, I had a question for you.
Okay.
Is there any guards around?
No. They shoved you in here, slammed the door behind you, and left you to be.
What is the cell made of? Is it just like bars? Wood walls?
If you want to know any more than just a vague description, you are surrounded by iron bars. That is what it looks like from the outside.
Are we still cuffed?
You are not cuffed anymore.
There goes that fantasy.
I'm gonna go inspect the lock on the cell door.
Go ahead and roll an investigation check for me. First roll, baby. Let's not fuck this up.
5. It is a lock. It is definitely
Jesus
a lock.
fucking Christ. It's a lock.
It's definite.
It is
definitely
the most
made of
lock.
metal.
It is the most average lock you have ever seen in your entire life.
Can I roll the investigation check now?
Sure.
That's a 9.
Yep. It's a lock, all right. However, because you work here, you do know these are not your average. Nothing in Waterdeep is average. Waterdeep is the most technologically advanced city in the entire country of Faerun. The
Right.
reason that it is damp and dank and disgusting down here is because they wanted it to be. But what they didn't want was for you to get out. While it may look like a shithole, it is not.
I'm gonna punch the lock.
Go ahead and roll for an attack.
Please be magic.
I did not roll well, but I got a 10.
You know what? Sure. Go ahead and roll damage.
I rolled well. 9.
You hit it. By the way, just so we're clear, all of your weapons have been taken from you. Just.
Yeah.
I thought that was obvious, but just in case, all of your weapons have been
All
taken
of
from
them.
you. So, you go to hit the lock, and you can hit it. It's a big lock, but you hit it, and you don't feel like you did any damage, and in fact, you are actually dealt 1 damage back in return.
Busted hands ain't no joke.
You look at your hands, and it looks almost like your knuckles have exploded. Just bleeding everywhere.
I've had worse. Well, I can say with utmost certainty, this is not an average lock.
And you said there's no guards around,
There are no guards around.
so I can't even make a request to talk to somebody.
Nope. You know that this is a tactic the Rooks like to use. They like to stick people down here and basically make them sweat. So you're going to be sitting here for a little bit, just waiting, so that they can attempt to turn you against each other. Being a Rook, you would know this.
I would like to try to slip between the bars.
Can we use the acid from the bird poop to melt the bars?
Hold on a second.
I wonder if I stare at the lock long enough, it'll understand it needs to be unlocked.
Go ahead and roll an acrobatics check for whoever's trying to. Wait, who the fuck said they were trying to slide through the bars?
The bird.
Me.
Okay, yeah, you can roll an acrobatics check. I was about to say the bugbear was the one who said I would just flat out be like, no, you can't. Like,
Well, you never
the
said how
bird.
close the bars were.
He's rolling that. DM. Can I roll to intimidate the lock to be unlocked?
That is an unnatural 20.
you can certainly try.
Well, that was the try.
No, I was talking to him.
Oh.
You attempt to slip through the bars, and you're doing really good. You realize that Eric Hoker bodies, their spine, like most birds, is not humanoid. It can be rearranged ever so slightly. I mean, you see Kalu expand his wings straight out, and his hands, and he almost like crab walks, tries to walk through. And you got like almost a whole fourth of your body through, and then you happen to touch one of the bars, and a shock of electricity goes through your body. You take 1 damage.
Yeah,
And
guys,
you
this place
recoil by
Does something
shock.
smell like chicken?
That's smell like KFC.
guys, this place is magically protected. We're not getting out of here without somebody letting us out.
Well, don't you work here? Didn't you know that?
I didn't know y'all were gonna do some dumb stuff while I was looking at the lock.
You punched the lock.
No,
He
I
punched
punched
the
the
lock.
lock.
All those humans look the same.
Where's that Bodie
Um,
at?
Yeah, I don't know. He got away. That's the only good thing about this. If anybody can get us out of here, he can.
And with
You
that,
mean the racist dwarf?
we're going to move our attention to Bodhi.
Correction before we go. He's not a racist dwarf. He is a scared gnome. Big difference.
Scared gnome.
Yeah,
Bodhi,
I'm sure he had some race things going against a bugbear, though.
Yeah.
all right. Bodhi, you are, by some miracle, still out and about.
And
You
absolutely
are
terrible.
running through the streets of Waterdeep, and every once in a while you hear the shuffling of guards behind you. And you duck behind, and you're not sure if they're actually after you, or if it's just all in your head. It
Mm,
could be either. But I need you to go ahead and roll a stealth check for me.
oh, where the hell my character sheet go? There it is.
He's not terrible at this. Oh wait, yes
19.
you are. Did you roll at disadvantage? Because you have disadvantage.
Oh, good question. 12.
12's not bad. With the hustle and bustle of the city, why do you have disadvantage?
The armor.
What armor are you wearing?
I have teeny tiny scale mail.
Oh,
Teeny tiny scale mail.
anyways,
Not the size of the armor that counts.
I won't have disadvantage at level 2 or 3. I'm just saying. Just for now.
Okay. Yeah, all right, that's fine. I was just curious. I was like, well, how? Yeah. With the hustle and bustle of the city, you you manage to evade the gaze of most people, and you do pick up on when the you do pick up on when the I can do this. I can English. When guards
Guards?
come by, and you quickly dive into cover, and you feel like you do it without bringing too much attention to yourself. Every once in a while, someone gives you a slight stare. And they whisper to another person, "You're not quite as stealthy as you'd like to be, but at least the people who aren't supposed to find you aren't finding you for the time being."
That's good. I I need advice and I need help and I need to figure out how to get them out of jail. Going if I can. I'm going to try to make my way to my mentor's home.
All right. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna have you roll just a flat dexterity check for me, and this is just to see how quickly you get over there. Okay. So just roll a d20 and add your dexterity modifier.
Yeah, that's a 7. I'm not moving very quickly with all the eyes and the jumping
Woo.
into bushes.
The paranoia of not being caught. You're so scared, and you're trying to move at a quick pace, but you know that the faster you go, the more opportunity you leave for someone to find you. So you keep pushing on, but it takes you some time. What would normally be a 20-minute walk across the city turns into an hour and a half of you slowly making your way across the city.
Better safe than sorry.
I'm gonna have you roll one more stealth check. Just on the last leg of the trip to make sure you don't get any crazy mishaps.
All right, got a 9 on that.
Ooh. Well then. All right. You are diving in and out, and you immediately, again, you're not sure if they're actually after you because of what happened, or if you are just being paranoid. And your paranoia starts to overwhelm you to the point where you're like, okay, well, maybe everybody's onto me. Because, again, you're still seeing random people look at you and whisper. You keep what used to be you would take 20 feet and then dip into an alley. You're now every 10 feet hiding behind someone, dodging behind carts. And the guard, a regular Lord's Alliance guard, happens to catch you doing that. He calls out to you, "Sir? Stop right there, sir."
Obviously freeze, like stiffen up and freeze right where I'm at.
He walks up to you. "Have you had anything to drink tonight, sir?"
No, sir. As a matter of fact, I'm actually just trying to hide from a man who's been abusing me. He follows me around and he bullies me, and I'm so terrified of this man, and I've been managing to avoid him, but he has me so scared that I might look suspicious hiding behind people. But and I start to cry. I'm terrified that this man is gonna find me and he's gonna beat me up again.
Roll a deception check with advantage since you nailed that. That was incredible.
Perception or
Deception.
deception? Okay.
Yeah, you're deceiving him. You are lying to this man.
I got a 19.
19? That's awesome. He goes, looks around. "Don't worry, I'll get you where you need to go." He escorts you the rest of the way, making what should have been the full hour and a half. He turns that last 30-minute leg into 15 minutes. So, all in all, it took you about an hour and 15 minutes to get to where you're going.
So I'm gonna shake his hand. Thank you so much, sir. I felt so safe. Thank you so much.
No problem. Get somewhere safe and don't go back.
Thank you. I thank you so much. I will stay away from that area. I appreciate you. Thank you so much.
He leaves. You walk in and you see your mentor slaving away as per usual, just tinkering with all kinds of magical objects. You see an old scraggly gnome with hair that kind of just shoots out everywhere. And
Cranberries?
no. And he has like a set of goggles pulled over his head, but they have like these piped eyeglasses that come out by like 4 inches, and you see like multiple lenses can slide into these slots, and you look in and you see that he's working on something. He has his arcane focus out, and it almost looks like he's welding in modern day terminology, but you notice he's inscribing magical runes into an object.
I am going to walk over, quiet, loud enough that he knows there's a presence, quiet enough that I'm not disturbing him, and I'm going to wait for him to finish what he's doing because I know he likes to get interrupted less than I do.
It takes him a few seconds. He finishes up the rune. He turns around and he sees you. Bodhi! What brings you here?
Phineas, we're in some serious trouble. By we, I don't mean you. I'm sorry. Zarek here. I know you've met Zarek here before. Me and Zarek here, and a bunch of other people, and so much things happened. And now that people got arrested, and I am on the lam.
Bodhi, slow down. Slow down. I'm an old man. One more time. Take a deep breath. Say it again. Start from the top.
Okay, so it all started on an airship, and we were riding an airship back from Zarek here, investigating a disturbance, and we got back, and we met some interesting people. We met an Aarakocra, we met a bugbear who was very scary at first, but he becomes very important here in a minute. And then we met this gigantic red-haired guy with a hammer, and he's apparently one of the people working with Zarek here now. However, following a night out on the town and got drunk, and then apparently someone tried to kill a lord, and succeeded, and we were nowhere to be found. We were obviously, getting drunk and sleeping, and I wasn't. They were, obviously, and so we found out from the bugbear that Tarak or Tirak, let me look. Tirak is his name, as he rifles through his notebook. And it turns out that he is a fugitive, quotation there, because he's not really a fugitive. He's being blamed for something he didn't do. But there was a murder of a drow noble on the Moonshay Islands, and they tried to pin it on him, and he ran, and now he's here. And there's such a coincidence that a drow noble was killed, and then there's our guy that got killed, and the tensions are high, and for some reason, I don't know how they heard. I'm assuming there's some sort of listening device in Zarek here's home, but they came and they arrested everyone, and I escaped by the skin of my teeth and came right here. I need your help there, and I need to get them out. There's a lot more going on. There's a lot at stake here, and they can't be in jail. They didn't do anything wrong.
That's a lot to take in all at one time. Hold on one moment. You see, he turns around and he picks up an object. It's a flat slate of just copper. It's about yay big. It's about this thick. And he whispers an incantation, one familiar to you. That is that of a sending spell. He's basically using a custom sending stone that he's made. And you hear him say, "Eric, it's been a while. I could use your help. There's some weird things, and you know the right people to get my dearest compatriot out of a bind." You have never heard the name Eric before. And within a few seconds, you start hearing rumbling above. In this workshop, there's a large floor, and you know that you guys are stationed near where the Bronco bolts are made and manufactured. A lot of your fellow artificers help in assembling these Bronco bolts and work for a man that you've never met before who is the creator of Bronco bolts, and you hear stories about how eccentric he is and how off the wall he is, and you know that he works on crazy experiments. So you have never been to this floor above you, and you've never been through this one door, and you know that everybody who goes in that door is usually going to assist at this particular time. You hear some rumbling. The door flies open. Woof!
Obviously startled, back up into a wall.
A small gnome walks in. Old. Very old. Not lanky, but very old. You see, he is also wearing goggles, but they are on his forehead. His hair has exploded outward in every direction. But this isn't just a hair choice. As he approaches, you can actually see soot from like almost where explosions have happened, and they have just, you see dark circles around where his goggles come down, and he speaks to your mentor and he goes, "You better have a good reason for calling me out here."
I mean, I'm a gnome, but I'm making myself as small as possible.
Your mentor goes and explains to him basically what's going on, and as he's going through everything, at the very end, you just hear him go, "Cranberries?" in a weird tone, almost like it's a question, and you're not really sure what that means until he pulls out a small satchel that seems to be really small, and he dumps a handful of cranberries. A note here is the amount of cranberries he holds in his hand does not seem to fit the amount of cranberries that would fit in this bag. He takes the entire handful of cranberries, shoves them in his mouth, and you just go, hmm. And he just sits there, almost puzzling. He goes, "Aha! I've got it!" He whips out a similar device to that of your mentor, a small rectangular copper sheet, and he again makes a sending spell and contacts somebody. This time you know who he contacts, and it concerns you greatly. You hear Eric say, "Lariel, you're needed. Get down here immediately."
Did you? What? What?
You know
That's amazing.
Lariel Silverhand to be the only open lord that you have ever known. And you immediately, the thought crosses your mind of, how far does this go? And is she involved?
I guess we're about to find out.
Before you can even think, a literal door manifests in the workshop. Out of thin air, the door opens. Lariel Silverhand steps through the door.
And I take a knee and put my head down.
She looks at you. She goes, "That's not necessary. Lift your head." You walk up to her, or she approaches you. She goes, "Eric, tell me what it is." Eric, "I don't know. Ask him." Pointing to you.
Okay, just out of character. She's female, right? Just making sure.
Yes, Lariel Silverhand is
Okay.
is
Okay,
she's a
just making sure.
daughter of Mistra. Yes, she is female.
Well, it's 2024. I just wanted to be safe. So, Miss, I'm so sorry that it's come to bother to you. But this is we're in a dire moment, and I really hope that you're not involved in this. But I'm sorry, it's not accusatory.
Real quick,
We,
as you're stuttering, you watch as she makes a hand motion, and suddenly you just feel a calm come over you. You're not upset. You feel like everything's fine. You're not nervous. You're not anxious. You're just here, present, in the moment.
okay, so the abridged version, because I don't want to waste too much of your time. We were traveling and met some companions coming back from a mission. My friend Zarek here is one of the rooks in the Lord's Alliance, and he's very, very good at his job. Very good man. We met some people on our way back from a mission, and obviously they stood out. One was a bugbear, one was an Aarakocra, one was a gigantic man with a big hammer. But the big hammer guy works with Zarek here. So we ended up all getting drinks because everyone was talky and nice, and during that night is when the masked lord was assassinated.
She stops you for a second. She goes, "If you will, open your mind to me." She walks up, she puts her hand on your head, and she whispers some incantation that you've never heard before.
That's
And
fine.
suddenly, you are reliving the memory. And
Alright,
she's
she
sitting
sees it
right
all.
beside you. Again,
Okay,
so we're clear, this is the daughter of Mistra. The
the daughter
daughter
of the
of
Lord of Magic.
Magic.
Yes.
She makes everybody else seem like a novice in comparison.
Yeah, so I'm not even going to try to upstage her.
Yeah. So she runs through basically your whole night at a brisk pace.
Would she see my version of thoughts too, like what I think of the situation?
Roughly, yes.
Okay, so she'd understand that I think it's a big conspiracy and there's people
Yes.
involved, and
Yes.
okay, so she knows everything that's going on now.
She looks at you and she goes, "Ah, yes. I had hoped he would stop this silly act, but it would seem he's decided to press on. Interesting. Eric." Eric looks at her. "Can I go now?" "Thank you for getting this to my attention. You can go to your experiments." And he literally just disappears.
That's one fast gnome.
All of a sudden, like, no, magically disappears.
Oh, okay.
And then all of a sudden you hear the door slam to. You watch as Lariel, she's got this really calm, cool, collective demeanor that soothes you. But even that, you watch as momentarily that shell breaks, and she just kind of shakes her head, and she's like, God. She takes a deep breath. "He is a feisty one." She goes, "Come with me, and we'll go get your friends."
Thank you so much.
She, again, summons a door. She opens the door and, motions to you to walk through the door.
I'm not going to argue with the daughter of magic.
You walk through the door, and you are now sitting in the headquarters of the Rogues. And before you can freak out,
Okay, I really hope she's coming behind me.
she steps through the door.
As I breathe a sigh of relief.
You watch as every rook here kind of flabbergasted. Because while everyone knows who Lariel Silverhand is, there's not a lot of people who interact with her much anymore. And a lot of people do not see her get to cast magic. Everybody kind of is like amazed, blown away. And then there are some that immediately, by her presence, they seem to be on edge just by her being here. And then they see you, and they immediately get up to run towards you. She puts up her hand, and she goes, "He is with me." She walks straight past everybody and motions you to follow her.
I'm right on her heels.
She steps through the dungeon, walks straight down to where your friends are, and goes, "I believe you have been inappropriately detained tonight." She waves her hand, the lock disconnects, or the lock, you hear a click, and the door just swings open. And all of you see Lariel Silverhand standing before you with a scared, frightened Bodhi next to her.
Little wave. Hi, guys.
Bodhi, I knew we could count on you, my friend.
I wasn't so sure.
Rich, you're a little far from your mic, bud.
Is that better?
Yeah.
You have to have more faith in yourself, buddy. We've been over this before. You're far more capable than you give yourself credit for.
I'm glancing up, like referencing you guys. I'm glancing up at who is standing here with us.
You all
question,
look,
DM.
and two of you have no idea who this is. Tirek and Kalu, you are just like, who the fuck is this? But you look at her, and she's smiling, and her presence alone just warms you. It almost makes you feel like the smell of the feces and urination slowly fades from your mind, and you don't feel like you're in a dungeon anymore.
As I notice her, I will salute and say, "Thank you, my lady."
It was Silverhand, right? Just making
Yes,
sure.
Lariel
Okay.
Silverhand.
Miss Silverhand, let me introduce you. I'm sure you've heard of Zarek here. He's a brilliant, amazing man, and he's done the Rooks very proud. The other ones there, the Aarakocra, that's his name is Kalu, and he is on like just a journey to discover what the rest of the world looks like for his people.
She holds
Um,
up her hand. I think this might not be the best place to have this conversation. What do you think?
yes, ma'am.
I agree.
She literally, this time she doesn't even summon a door. She spins her hand around twice, and all of you are transported to a a circular room with bookshelves lining the walls and large pane glass windows. A fireplace crackling in the background. A small it's like a couch and two chairs and the Why am I blanking out on words right now? Oh, a coffee table, essentially, are all lined up in this room under this, or above this magnificent rug, which, as you look at it, it details images that you may or may not have seen in your past. Um, she gestures, sit. And you all go to like sit down. All of you basically fit except for you, Tarek. And this isn't her being racist so much as you're just a big dude. She just goes, "Oh, I'm so sorry." She waves her hand, and a chair slides up on behind you, and it's a chair that's like double the size of all the other chairs, so you can comfortably sit down.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. Now, little one, as you were saying, who are
Yes,
these
yes, ma'am.
fine people?
As I was saying, the Eric Okra, his name is Clue, and he is on a journey to discover the rest of the world for his tribe. The big one that okay, out of character, do their weapons come with us, or are they still
They are still elsewhere.
okay? The big one with the red hair, he doesn't have his big hammer right now, but that's his name is Glorvan, and he is a member of the uh, Brooks as well. And then the big guy there, that's Tyrek. He's the one that's been falsely accused of killing a Drow Lord.
Ah. It is nice to meet you all.
Now, and would this be the first time I've met her, or is
Yes, it would definitely be the first time you've ever met her.
okay.
For sure.
But Bodhi assumes that everybody knows you, by the way, by your actions and your deeds.
that would fit. That would fit. Yeah. And
Just so we're clear, this is what Lariel Silverhand looks like. Minus the sword. She obviously doesn't have a sword at the moment.
all right.
Thank God she doesn't have a sword at the moment. That'd be even scarier for.
The little gnome would have a third leg, propping him up.
Oh, would it
Oh,
be a
he's
fear ball?
as calm as he is still deeply
Rock hard.
terrified inside. He's calm and he feels safe, but he can't beat. You
Just so
can't
we're
beat
clear, she did
feelings.
cast calm emotions on you, so you're gonna feel oddly calm for the next hour.
Well, that's good because he needed it.
Yeah, you did. She was like, have that anti-anxiety medicine right now. Just calm that down. It's okay.
Oh, yes.
Um, I'll salute once again and thank her once again for rescuing us from prison, and I'll tell her that I believe we have been involved in a conspiracy. Yeah.
Say that again.
Milady, I believe we have been involved in a conspiracy.
Scapegoat would be the word you're looking for.
Correct.
Well,
I'm
you
just an
need not
innocent black
think
turd.
anymore. You have been used as a pawn in a game that is far beyond your control. One of the many lords vying for power is, of course, vying for power. You know, you would think that being the daughter of Mistra and the open lord, I would be able to do something about this. Unfortunately, it just means that I am watched constantly, and that every move I make will be, as we say, watched. There is a lord who is hiding behind his power and colluding with the high elves of the Moonshay Isle to create a tense situation between us and them, and they wish to create a war, one that would result in a overthrowing of power in both Moonshay and that of myself in Waterdeep.
That's rough to believe that anyone would have the absolute audacity to come at you, my lady.
I am a very powerful mage, but even the daughter of Mistra has her limitations.
So, do we know the whole purpose of being a masked lord is anonymity? Do you know who this masked lord is?
No, that's the problem. I know the identities of the lords, which unfortunately I can never divulge. However, there is. It seems as though there are layers upon layers to this, where whoever is the mastermind behind this conspiracy is simply pushing the focus onto another and then to another so as to make it almost impossible to pinpoint who exactly is behind everything. And unfortunately, for me, I have many duties to fulfill as the Open Lord of Waterdeep. It does not leave me much time. That is why I commissioned the Rooks to be created for this very reason. However, it would seem they have decided to fall under the corrupt hand of this Lord.
I can't say for certain that all of them have decided to join, but I do believe my superior to be one of them.
Ah, yes. Yes. I believe
Yep.
I believe that to be the case as well.
Captain Jackass.
Odie, language in front of the lady.
Apologies.
I've lived hundreds of years. I've heard far fouler language than any you could speak in my presence.
That may be the case, but I do not wish to be the source of the foul language.
That was me, not you.
You are my companion.
Fine.
She just kind of giggles to herself. In a like almost in a way that like makes you think that she's like a small child. It's weird because you know who this is, but for just a brief moment you almost view her as a childlike entity, and then she just the guise comes back on of Daughter of Mistra, Open Lord of Waterdeep.
Trying to
It's
be a-
good to know that the ages and position and stature of power haven't diluted your sense of humor.
It is a hard task to bear, but I bear it nonetheless.
That's what you said.
I wish to bestow upon you a task, if you all are up to it.
Absolutely. You saved my bacon. I owe you immensely.
I wish to hear that from all of you.
I
This is a task you
agree.
must all take on.
I submit to the task.
Glorvin, Clue, Mr. Tyrek.
Yes.
What do we get out of it?
Your freedom.
We're free.
I would never use your freedom as a bargaining chip to hold over your head. However, it would seem that you have been framed for murder in which you have not committed. It's at this moment, Tyrek, you feel a sensation in the back of your head. Do me a favor. I'm going to let you roll for it. I'm going to tell you now, chances are you're not going to get it, but just in case, go ahead and roll a intelligence saving throw.
Seven.
Yeah, definitely not. You feel this. At first, it feels like a sharp prod into the back of your brain, and then it slowly feels almost like it's massaging your brain, if that makes any sense. It's like a soothing sensation, and then a little bit of pain, but it's quickly washed away by a soothing sensation. She goes, "Yes, I see your predicament. I believe that this task, should you choose to help, would lead to evidence to prove your innocence, Tyrek Gog."
Well, you've enticed me, so I'm in.
Clue,
She
you'll get to see
looks.
more interesting things.
She looks directly at you, Glorvin. "And you, young fighter?"
He stays silent for just a moment, and it's not hidden. His face, it's what you would imagine, like you've seen something mesmerizing before your eyes. That's the look on his face right now. And he says, "You are beautiful." It's not coming from a place of lust from him. It is just it is a fact. He is stating a fact to him.
"While I appreciate your flattery, ah," and you see she slightly blushes just a little bit. She's an old woman at this point, and she does not hear people talk to her that way. She is Lariel Silverhand. No one has the nerve to say those words to her anymore. "I appreciate your compliment. You are very handsome yourself. However, I need your assistance in this matter. Would you
It's given.
accept?"
It's given.
Thank
For the record, Glorvin is now turning very red.
Wait, there was here. Did he just hit on a near god?
you.
For the record, it's not like from Glorvin's point of view, it's not an intentional. It's he had to state the fact. Like he
For the
could
record,
not get over
Glorvin,
it.
you do know who this is.
Yes.
Yeah,
I've
you
never
are
seen her,
very
though, and
aware
this
of who
is-
this is. Because your mentors have literally had first-hand experiences with her.
Yes. The glowing red face of Glorvin is one part embarrassment, one part she called him handsome. He's gonna it's yeah.
She goes, I cannot give you much, but I can tell you that you will find many clues amongst the North Ward and that of Xanathar's hidden, she says, and you see her roll her eyes as she says the word hidden. Colosseum below the South Ward. Here you will find many masked lords giving into debauchery of all kinds. Given enough patience and listening, you may find a path that leads to whoever is pulling the strings.
How would you like this handled if we do find?
Well, I cannot have you kill a masked lord, so I just need evidence. As I know their identities, I can hold them accountable. And at this point in time, you see her eyes kind of flare up white with like pure arcane aura for just a second.
And if I wasn't in calm person, I would be in calm hiding behind Zarek here.
She takes a deep breath. I'm sorry. I tried to handle this, but it would seem it is easy to corrupt those in my city-state.
Power corrupts. Not everybody. Not everybody. But power
Indeed.
tends to corrupt.
And being able to
So
hide
there's
behind the anonymity of being a masked lord, it has its benefits.
You've done so much, and I really, really, really hate to ask this. But is it possible that you can magic my friends their stuff? I don't want to go back there to try to reason with them to give them their belongings.
You see her eyes kind of light up for a second. She whispers an incantation, the same one you've been hearing multiple times throughout the night. You know it's the sending spell, but she doesn't have anything to hold up. She just does it.
It just does it. She
Yeah.
is the spell.
uh, she she just says, "Could you be a dear and bring me the belongings of those you have just recently apprehended?" And you see she like waves her hand and a door appears. And this time someone opens it from the other side. And your captain steps through. Zarek here. The same captain who apprehended you. He looks down. He's not making eye contact with her. Or any of you except Zarek here. But he doesn't hold eye contact with you. He knows he's been caught. But he looks at you with a vile look and then immediately looks away.
Oh, I'm beaming. I'm cutting up. I'm smiling.
He puts your belongings on the table, and he goes to walk back through the door. The door slams shut. I believe we have a discussion to have. If you would be so kind. A chair appears on the other side of you guys.
Hold on, somebody's knocking on my door.
Someone knocking on my door.
He's all the knocker of doors.
Clue's gonna lean over and just whisper, "Does anybody have a drink?"
We don't have any of our stuff, right?
Well, all of your stuff is like right in front of you right now.
Oh yeah, I do have a thing of ale. I think.
I think I could use some. As I grab my stuff, and
Yes, I have one water skin that I have filled with ale instead of water. I hand you the skin.
thank you, brother. And I just start like sipping. I needed this.
We slowly watch the fucking Aarakocra turn into a drunkard.
Sipping, not getting drunk.
Yeah, but you've never had alcohol before, and now all of a sudden you're just like chugging.
Oh yeah, that
I
is
just
right.
want to try them all.
I want to try all the ale. Gets drunk on the first sip.
Drunky mud. Gotta drink them all.
Yes.
I scratch into my notepad. Tastes different, not best.
She looks at you guys, and she kind of, you notice she does it without even looking at him. She like slightly pushes him back into the chair, and you watch as the chair like slightly changes shape, and now all of a sudden you see that like leather straps have like appeared and like came over his arms and are now like holding him down. But it's not like a leather strap where you like pull it taut and you put it in a loop. No. This is like it's just a part of the couch or a part of the chair. Almost like the chair is a living thing.
I
She
should not
goes-
say that.
She goes, "You may take your leave now." And again, a door appears behind you.
You were referring
Why?
to us?
Yes.
You don't gotta tell me twice. I walk through the door.
Yep. I'm gonna thank you again, and you have a wonderful day. And I'm gonna leave with Bodhi.
Clue?
I'm out. I already said I was out.
Oh, sorry, I didn't hear
If I'm not the first, I'm following whoever.
you.
Walk out of here.
Teru?
I'm right behind him.
Birds don't like cages, okay?
Glorvin is the last one
Do
out.
me a favor, all of you, just purely out of curiosity, can all of you roll a perception check for me?
19 for Clue.
16.
Visual or
21.
auditory?
Visual.
Let's do.
7 for correct.
That one is. I rolled 17.
All right. So anybody who rolled a 16 and above, you will note that while there was glass in this circular room, the outside was not water deep. The outside of this room is completely unfamiliar to you. It is wild vegetation and a smattering of different things places you've never been before. Yeah, that's just what I wanted you to glean from that. Anyways, last out the door is Glorvin.
Well, I said I will be the last out. So again, he is caught staring at a little bit flat-foot. Do I say the dumb thing or the smart thing?
Leave.
That would be the genius thing. I am none of that.
Well, you can't ask any of us because we are outside the door.
She looks at you. She winks. She puts her hand to her mouth, blows you a kiss, and then like shoos you away.
Yeah, he's stupefied walking out that door. He's mentally checked out.
As the door closes behind you, you hear the schoolgirl giggles of Larry L. Silverhand. And then suddenly, a
Screams of pain.
Larry L. Silverhand beginning to speak to the corrupted captain before the door slams behind you. You are now standing in the middle of the marketplace.
Well, Zerkir, I think that I killed 2 birds with 1 stone today.
Hey,
Hopefully you killed a dragonborn with the single stone today.
no killing of the birds.
Why couldn't let you guys be in prison for something you didn't do? That didn't sit right with me, and I absolutely believe that Tyrik's innocent, and it's pretty much been confirmed by Lariel Silverhand herself. So I knew this went deeper, and I also think we got to check your house for listening devices.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Bodhi? This is in
Yeah.
character, by the way.
Yes.
I owe you all the drink. There is a
Just
stupid smile on Glorvin's face, for the record.
I think Glorvin might be love struck.
Hey, no. Glorvin
But-
does not get love struck. This is Glorvin speaking, by the way.
But wouldn't that be like him? Would that be dating a cougar or a G-MILF for him? Because I think she outages him by a lot, right?
There's a contemplative look on Glorvin's face now.
Bodhi, you remember?
All
you remember
11 intelligence of Glorvin is just all 11 hamsters are spinning at 1,000,000 miles an hour contemplating what to do.
Bodhi, you remember we had a
Yes.
conversation about inside thoughts and outside thoughts. That was an inside thought.
Been very concerned for him. I mean, just their age difference alone. He's a human. Maybe he's old for a human. I don't know. How old are you?
I am. Glorvin is just stiff. He wasn't expecting a question.
He's a youngin.
24. He's 24.
Oh, he has many years to go. So that'd be like a G-MILF then.
To be clear, age is in that of a world of fantasy, age is not really a thing anyone cares about. Because obviously an elf can have a relationship with a human, and elves can live to be 600 years old.
Whoa. There needs to be at least a minimum.
Nah, there's really not, though.
I mean,
There's
medieval
really
fantasy.
not.
We're gonna
Yes.
stay away from the Catholic priests.
There's a
No,
reason.
Obviously,
Lavender's group is a hand.
obviously, we mean within reason.
That's
I
what I'm
think Bodhi
saying.
would be more
That's
up
what
the
I'm
alley
saying.
of
It's
the
gotta be a
Catholic priest
minimum.
and Glorvin.
Everybody has to be participating and willing, unless it's against the law, in which case
all
it
I
is
need.
something else.
So I wanted to get you guys out of prison. Glorvin looked hungry and not in the I need food kind of way.
Hold on. For the record, there's very little. I don't know if you would see it, so I don't know if I should say.
One of you was about to hold his pocket.
No, there's very little lust in Glorvin's expression. I mean, of course, he's human. But it's mainly just awe. And a little bit of, that is the most beautiful person I've ever seen, period. And she's cute.
So he's just starstruck.
Yeah,
That'd
a
be
little
like,
bit.
yeah. All right. So did she say we had to go to the North Ward or the South Ward? Because she said both.
Southward. She said southward.
She said
Okay.
both, actually. She said that
Uh,
you
We'll
can
find
probably-
clues in both.
You will find clues in the underground Coliseum that Xanathar runs, which is located under the South Ward. And
But
that
I'm
you
right
would
here.
also find... No. You guys came out at the marketplace, which is in the castle.
Not Xanakir, Xanathar.
Yeah, Xanathar.
Yes, but I'm right here.
I'm confused.
What? I'm confused now.
What? Yeah, major confused.
You'll find clues. My name is Clue.
Oh God, Jesus fucking Christ!
I've been
Oh,
waiting to use that joke and nobody got it.
I hate it here so much.
I thought I was the corny one.
Oh God.
I've been waiting.
Bird brain makes bird jokes.
Thanks.
But no,
Thanks.
she tells you that you will find clues in both Xanathar's Coliseum, which is under the South Ward, quote unquote hidden, and you will find information in the North Ward where mass lords go for debauchery.
Okay.
I mean, who doesn't like a little debauchery?
Bodhi
Bodhi doesn't.
Bodhi doesn't.
Bodhi does.
Bodhi doesn't.
So
For the
should
record,
we-
God,
Go ahead.
I was going to make a joke. You sounded like you were about to say something important, party-wise.
Go ahead, Glorvin. Go ahead.
I don't think it's Glorvin you're talking to. I think it's Riley.
Yeah. Glorvin was not saying
All right,
anything.
let's
He-
get
he-
back
he-
on track. Back on track. Jesus Christ.
Was it me,
Standing
or was
in the
the couch that
marketplace.
Clue was sitting on the same couch you see in all those videos?
What's a video?
No.
I just realized what the fuck you just said. Oh my god, it took me a second.
It was
But
a black
no,
leather couch.
It is an I never said it was a black leather couch. I said it was an antique leather couch.
Yeah.
Anyways, you are now in the marketplace. What would you like to do? Jesus Christ. And I thought Matt had problems with Laura. Jesus fucking Christ.
To be fair, Laura acts like a 12-year-old boy. He is a 12-year-old boy. There's kind of a difference.
Anyways.
So where do we want to go? Do we want to go down and check out the sex dungeons of Xanathar? Or do we want to go check the other thing?
The
Oh,
sex
thing
dungeons of
first.
the North Ward.
Yeah, and Xanathar's in the South Ward.
Oh,
Bodhi, you're supposed to be smarter than that. Did you get frazzled?
I didn't say that.
sorry, Glorvin's 11 hamsters are running so hard they're stealing brain power from nearby people.
Oh,
I said, do we want to go
Northward.
check out the sex dungeon in the Southward?
Clue's ears peek up like sex. Let's do it. I want to experience sex of all types.
Oh no.
Oh,
more
more
Give
more.
it a bird, a little bit of
your
alcohol.
debauchery.
How would that work with you? Do you have compatible parts? How would I start
Not
scribbling in my
again.
notebook?
Bodhi,
Not
you
How-
asked
again.
that question already.
Yes,
Not
but
again.
compatibility.
The bird's
We
cut
answered-
off. No more
Oh, we-
alcohol.
Oh,
we
Bodhi, how
answered
about,
this question in the Maiden's Tear.
how
Or
about
had it
you,
answered for us.
how about you come with me to the sex dungeons of you speak, and you can witness it firsthand.
I mean,
Can we go to the
Sounds
opposite way? I'm voting for the opposite way. In fact, we're going south.
South is where the
sex
sex
dungeons
dungeon is.
No,
I thought that was
you
the
guys have
north.
gotten them mixed up. The South is where the Coliseum is, which
Yeah, we're
probably
going
still
south.
has sex in it somewhere.
To the
We're going
Coliseum.
north. To the
The
Coliseum.
North Ward is secret clubs where masked lords spend their time.
For some
Blackjack and
reason,
hookers.
my brain, not Bodhi's brain, my brain was putting the both of them together in the South Ward.
Yeah,
No.
yeah, I noticed.
I mean,
But-
completely. Like,
But you
I
weren't
didn't even know it was
you
the North
weren't
Ward.
entirely wrong. I mean, the Xanathar's Coliseum's probably got a bunch of sex going on in it too. So, you know, it is what it is.
Wow, wow.
Coliseums have
buddy.
orgies.
All right, buddy, you're the smartest one in the group. Which way do we go?
South.
I
South first.
I don't know. I think we could gather more information about Mask Lords where they're doing their most talking. And, people like to run their mouths whenever they're doing the nasty things and icky stuff. And they like to talk and feel important. So maybe the... Plus, I really want to see what Clue has going on.
Back up a second. Did the investigator, who's really good at his job, just look to the person beside him and be like, "What do we do?"
I value his opinion. He is the smartest person I know.
Okay, I'm just saying. Remember,
I
you're
mean-
also a very intelligent investigator.
Yes, that is correct. But compared to Bodhi, I'm like kindergarten.
Yeah, but Bodhi's autistic. There's a difference between what Bodhi's intelligence is and what your intelligence is supposed to be.
I can tell you all about trains and bridges.
So
What's
I'm
a
the
train?
Leonard to his Sheldon.
Basically. All right.
Everyone's
I
walking
pers-
south. We're going to the Coliseum.
I personally think the North Ward would be better because people tend to talk more whenever they're plying their trade, and I'm very, very interested to see and make notes on Clue. So I think I don't care where we go, but I think we get more information from the weird clubs.
I agree.
All right. Well, it sounds like we're going to the north then.
Leisure time looses lips. So,
To the north.
To the north.
Is
Alright.
Corvin still going south?
Did she
No,
just
no. With the rest of you going north, he turns around.
Push
Don't worry,
on.
we'll sate your bloodlust in a bit.
Yeah, let's get some levels on it before we go to the Coliseum.
Listen, Glover's gonna step in the Coliseum. The Coliseum's gonna bow.
Alright. So
All
back
right.
to the question. Do we know where this club is, or did she just tell us it was in the North Ward?
She surmised to you that there's a bunch of debauchery that happens in the North Ward. Obviously, the North Ward, as the natives know, is that of the nobles, and that is slightly elevated from all the others because the nobles had to have their ward elevated because they're above everyone else. So a lot of secret gatherings and affairs and things like that happen in the North Ward.
Okay.
Masked clubs that end in, all kinds of debauchery. Let your mind wander on that one.
No,
That's
I know.
exactly what you think it is.
Someone put a leash on that small one so he doesn't run off.
Are you referring to Bodhi?
Yes.
I don't know if you've noticed, but Bodhi does not like to leave my side. He will not run away.
I mean, only if you get arrested again, then you're on your own.
Unless
Bodhi
it's
is
to
also
see a
not meant
bird
for the sex
penis, in
dungeon
which
yet.
case.
Hey, we were drinking in the North Ward.
It's for science.
Yes.
No, you weren't. Wait,
Yeah.
did
Yeah.
I get
we
the
went to
wards mixed up? I think I got the wards mixed up. Fuck.
So
Hold on a
we
second.
were.
All along, we were actually right.
No,
Got
you
one
weren't.
job.
Hold on a second.
apparently, according to Rule 34,
Jesus Christ, stop it.
No, no. We're not R34.
The C ward.
helicopter.
I'm so sorry, guys. The C
Okay.
ward is where the nobles live and are, they
Doing
congregate.
things.
Okay.
Sorry about that,
So I
guys.
guess we're going to the C ward.
Is that better than the B word?
where are you, John?
What do you mean, where am I?
Trying to find your name.
All right. So, being from Waterdeep, would I know where the powerful people like to hang out in the Sea Ward? Like the
You know that you are hardly ever assigned a case in the Sea Ward. The nobles like to have their particular set of Waterdeep Lord's Alliance handle their shit. And they do this because they know they can pay off most of the people. And yeah. So you're probably not gonna have a lot of knowledge of the place, but you hear things.
So if I were to make an educated guess, where would I say we were heading in the Sea Ward?
Let's
Based on
see.
rumors.
You know that there are. Yeah, let me pull this up in the on stream for you. Give me just a second. Oh shit. Sorry. Give me a second. There we go.
Now we can see everyone but you.
Wait, what?
There you go.
Half your face is cut off.
Yeah. Half of
Even
that
Oh.
goes into your half of that goes into your screen.
Perfect.
We can see your right cheek and one ear.
Phrasing.
He don't want to be cheeked up on fucking stream, bro.
Anywho. So, yeah. Sorry. Trying to get everything situated. Alright, so you know that right around Diamond Street, right here, you can't see my cursor.
No, I was looking at my cursor like, what the hell are you pointing at?
Yeah, right here. Diamond Street. You know, again, you don't know specifics, but these red dots are basically all inns and fest halls and stuff like that. You know that this
Right.
area right here is where a lot of those places are. That's all you know for sure.
Where do you think we should go? be your best guess?
I would probably say walk around on Diamond Street to find and listen.
First question out of character. What time of day is it?
At this point in time, it is. So let's see. Let me do some math because I'm trying to figure out where everything was.
Well, we spent the night in jail, right?
Yeah, you spent the night in jail, basically. Well, no,
Anybody else
because
hungry?
No, because
Buddy was.
We spent
Yeah,
an
buddy.
evening.
It is late in the night,
so maybe it's
like 9 p.m.
To the IHOP.
I don't know, guys. I mean, like, yeah, it's. You guys got to be tired after today, but at
Is
the
there
same
any
time,
taverns or inns in the Sea Ward?
I think
Mhm.
most of them are.
Well, we can go rest and gather information all at the same time.
I mean, maybe that is a good idea. Wow, are you sure you thought of that, or do you have it hand one of your what?
Well, see, if he had been listening, we're not probably going to be able to reserve a room in the Sea Ward because we're not the right kind of people.
Um, well,
I'm not a people.
Exactly.
maybe we can make Clue look like a diplomat.
I mean,
You,
There-
Zerakir, you do know that. So let me just show you real quick. So this is where the ward is here. The main entrance to this ward is right here on
So we're almost there anyway.
Soul Street.
Sutherland, Soul
Uh,
Street.
and so there is a gate here.
I don't see Soul Street on my
It's
map.
SUL, bud.
I'm
It's the
showing
one he
you
has
right
hang
here.
on now.
Yeah, right here.
And if you're looking, it's literally the street that the God Catcher's on.
Yep, right here. So right here, basically right above the Godcatcher, is where you know that there is like this is a walled in community.
Mm-hmm.
And it is also levitating above the rest of the wards. So, that being said, you're going to have to get through this gate first. You might be able to get through. But as you're thinking about it, getting your companions through may be a difficult task.
So
You know-
maybe
You know, you have guarded caravans before, right? And maybe if we, I don't know if they make boxes big enough for Tirek and Glorvin, but maybe if we put them in a wagon and take them across as provisions for an inn, we could get past a guard with just you and me as the good old driver of the caravan.
Zerakir, you would know in this moment that Glorvin is not the problem. Specifically, it is Clue and Tyrek that would be hard to get through.
Clue can get in. I don't think Clue would have a problem getting in. He can,
He definitely
fly over the wall.
I mean, maybe.
yeah, but to actually walk in,
Yeah.
Well, yeah, you guys can be caravan guards, and we could put them in the back of a wagon.
And where do we get a wagon from?
And I mean, there's got to be one somewhere that we could.
would I know where I could rent a wagon from?
Go ahead and roll me a Let's see. Hold on. 2 shakes of a lamb's tail. Lamball's tail.
Lamball's tail.
Got him. All right. Roll me a history check.
I don't have advantage on that one.
You do not.
11.
I'll say I'll give you advantage since you're from, like, you're native born.
Oh, that fell off the table. Let's not do that.
Out of pure curiosity, while he's rolling, is there any just publicly accessible part of Seaward, like temples or anything
No.
like that?
14.
14. That's enough to get a little bit of this. Couple of things. One, to get a cart here, you would need a merchant's license. Or at least a cart that would get you through the gate here. The second thing is any gate or any cart you would get that's not from the Seaward is not going to make it into the Seaward.
I have an idea.
There is a higher tier of stuff that comes in and out of here, right?
Right.
And
Right.
if you are not of that make and model, whether it be a cart, people, whatever, they will keep you from stepping inside.
Well, would I be able to get a Seaward cart?
No.
Is there any merchants? Because
Not
you said
this
we
late,
were
at
in the
least.
market.
You
Right,
are
because-
in the market.
Is there any merchants packing up to look like they may need help and have a very expensive cart?
No. You know,
I think
well, you're not from here, so you don't know this. As you look
I would just be
around-
looking around.
Yeah, as you look around, you'll notice that none of these carts are really luxurious. You gather from what Zarakir's been saying that most of the stuff that's going to be specific to the Seaward is going to be in the Seaward. Like, no noble would come all the way down to the market to buy shit from the market. You know what I mean?
I think I can take care of the merchant's license. I think I can forge a merchant's license. We just need a cart.
Well, a thought, and this could be a bad idea. Especially if we leave him to his own devices, because he's not the brightest, but he means well. I know that it wouldn't be much of a problem for you and Glorvan to get in. I could probably get in with you, but the other two are where the problem is, right? Do you think that since he wanted to go anywhere, Glorvan could take the other two to the Coliseum? I don't think there's as much problem getting into a Coliseum as they would getting into the Seaward. And we run these investigations simultaneously, or do you think we should all stick together?
Well, do you?
Hold on just a second, guys.
All right.
Well, since it's Kalu and Taruk that are the problem, and I already want to go to the Coliseum.
Wait, what? My problem?
You're a Birdman.
It is
Because
not
we're
you as the
monsters.
person. It is your physique that would arouse suspicion within the Sea Ward. Why don't we go to the Coliseum?
Wait, hold on.
Uh,
Wait a minute. Just wait a minute. Hold on. Just back up. You had this fucking weird pompous
Accent?
fucking accent, and then you go from that to just let's fucking go, boys, bro.
You know I can't keep an accent to save my life for more than 2 sentences.
That's funny. Anyways, sorry.
Unless you want my goblin voice, I can keep this up
Nope,
for
no
quite
one
some
wants
time.
that. Anyways, moving
nope.
I
on.
would love that.
Ow.
I would love that all day.
All right,
You're
moving right along.
just a shit starter right there.
We can
all
be goblins. We can do it together.
How you
I'll
said
be the top goblin, you'll be the bottom goblin, we'll be in a trench coat.
All
it's
right.
too late to get into the C word, ain't it? Like feasibly.
If it's just you and Bodhi, you could get it, no problem.
But I can fly. Can't I just fly into the Sea Ward?
Mm,
You could certainly try.
hey, you remember what happened in prison when you tried to squeeze through the bars?
I do.
Yeah, don't go places you're not supposed to go in Waterdeep.
Shh. No. I want to see the bug zapper.
I don't like the city. Can we hurry up and leave?
Um,
We go to another pot that's at least better than this pot.
I guess we can go. I'll go to the Coliseum to try and see what we can see there since it's late.
But okay, if that's what you want to do. I
Well,
just don't think that there's going to be people in here during the day looking for debauchery.
For the record, yeah, I was gonna say, for the record, it being night actually leans to help you, actually. Because there's gonna be people there right now.
Yeah.
So maybe we should do the plan. Me and you go there, and they go to the Coliseum, and they try not to get beat up. But Glorvan looks like he handle himself. He got that big hammer. Not innuendo. Not
Wait,
innuendo whatsoever. Just a big hammer.
If there's nobody here during the day, but there's people here at night, shouldn't we just come during the day and wait till night?
What's the other problem getting you in?
But there's
Yes.
nobody around during the day, so there'd
Well,
be
the
nobody
guards-
to
Still
stop
guarded.
us.
The guards are
it's
there. It's
still
just the nobles that are debauching aren't there during the
Ah.
day.
Okay.
I guess we're gonna go with Bodhi's plan, and we're gonna split up.
Yeah! Split the party! Let's go!
And we would
Sorry.
never heard from again.
I'd normally be worried if this was a murder hobo game.
Vacuuming a little bit.
Listen, this is the third session with no combat, so
You stop. Put it back.
Hey,
There's not. There's. I promise you. There's not going to be a lot of combat here unless you engage in it. I.e., if you decide to go to the Coliseum and fight.
that's what I'm saying. Let the ones that want to fight go fight.
out of character, I'm the one that wants to fight.
I don't want to fight.
You want to spar?
I am always up for a good fight.
All right, so you guys are splitting the party. The gnome and the
Halfling.
shit. The gnome and the tiefling are going to the Sea Ward, and Glorvin, Kalu, and Tyrek are headed towards the South Ward. There are a
Aren't
couple
we the
things I want to
troublemakers?
keep in mind real quick. You do not know where the Coliseum is.
Correct.
She implied that it was not a very hidden secret, but it is still technically hidden. So you just keep that in
I-
mind.
I think Clue's
Alright.
smart enough to find it.
Are any of y'all talkers?
I can be. I can be a very good talker,
It's a
especially if it's a
coliseum.
fighter. I
It's
can
a
sign up,
coliseum.
and then Clue and Taruk are my helpers slash assistants slash managers.
That's a lot of slashes.
I'll be your eyes in the sky.
Alright. Let's do the thing.
All right,
Alright.
we're split the party.
All right. So, Coliseum crew, you head all the way down to the southern ward. This is the south ward.
Well, that couldn't be any further away, could it?
Yeah, it's at the
Well-
other end of the city.
One is next to the north ward, and the other one is next to the south ward. So I mean, yeah.
Could someone call us a cab, please?
All right.
I mean, there is a fast travel in the city, and we just don't know how to use it.
I would like you all to do me a favor and just roll a perception check as you walk through the southern ward.
Auditory or visual?
Oh,
No,
just them
you
or
two aren't there.
Oh, okay.
9.
17.
14.
Wait, run that by me one more time. I heard
Spirit got a 9.
14.
Clue got a 17. Glorvin got a 14.
All right. So, as you are walking through the southern ward, you hear conversations about the big fight going on throughout the whole southern ward. Like,
There's a
it's
big
almost
fight.
like the entire southern ward knows about this. Again, Lariel hinted that it's not very hidden, and you think you understand what she meant now. You
It's the biggest
notice
open secret.
that the conversation gets larger and larger the further south you go. And you see more and more people talking about the fight until eventually you get all the way down here. Give me just a second. Let me double check one thing. I do not want to check it on that page so that you can see it.
Be careful because we can see what you're doing.
Hey, what were those tabs I saw? Daniel, what were those tabs I saw? I saw those tabs. I'm just fucking. We didn't see any tabs.
I'm just glad we didn't see search history.
I'm just saying the stream is on my small screen, so I really can't see it unless I'm trying.
Take my small screen.
I'm just double checking something.
I mean, those proportions are right because my 17-inch laptop screen is set beside a 55-inch.
Did we lose music?
Yeah, a while ago.
Wait,
It says
really?
playback's been paused due to inactivity. No, we can't hear the music
Oh.
from the stream. We can only hear the music from the YouTube
I-
playback pause due to inactivity.
it's
which
still playing for me.
I'm not getting no music through Discord.
You might have to actually go into the thing and just maneuver around yourselves. Because all I'm doing is sharing it.
oh, there we go. Yeah, I had to go and hit keep watching to get an ad.
After that, you'll be back where you were.
There we go.
That makes sense.
Oh,
Bro, you need new dice, by the way. Tyrek.
Yeah.
You should change from the Thembrish Yard set because
Oh, I just
it
realized
doesn't
what the
like
fuck
you.
you guys were talking about. Holy shit. You guys
I'm about to
had
go
a
to
whole
my
fucking YouTube watch thing going on. Okay.
I'm about to go to my
Anyways,
personal dice instead of the online dice.
There you go.
you you see a line forming around the Way of the Dragon towards the very southern part of the South Ward, and you see that there's a cluster of people, most commonly around this point right here. You see a tavern called the Red Gauntlet. You see it's very populated, full of people, and
And
sorry, brain. You guys show up and you're trying to find a location of like where to go and whatnot, and you go into the tavern and you're not. You just see a tavern. There's just a bunch of people, but they're all talking about the big fight. Perception checks one more time.
$13.
15.
Blue.
I'm sorry, what?
Perception
Caca.
check.
Perception check.
Perception. Caca.
Absolutely.
Weird. Did you guys just hear that pigeon make that weird sound?
That'll be a 17.
All right. So, if you rolled a 14 or above,
Oof.
you'll see this. Tulu and Tyrek. You notice that in this tavern, there is a very large, like keg almost. It's a double-barreled keg, and it takes up like the whole back wall. The keg is like 10 feet tall, and it's this giant wooden barrel. And you notice people keep going back to it to like fill their tankard up, but then they never come back.
Wish
They
I
never go
noticed.
back to the keg?
No, they never
You
come back from the
also
cake.
notice that you are looking. You're headed. You're looking around, and you notice Lorvin is gone.
Where could he have gone?
Gone to pick a fight.
Watch it, I'm gonna wind up as a fighter in the arena. That's it. I'm just gonna stumble in there like, oh, hey, he's big. He goes here.
You swear you hear him laughing somewhere, but you can't quite make it out.
I'm gonna follow the sound of his voice.
It comes from the giant keg.
Be right back.
And it's
I'm gonna take
fading.
his absence. Yeah, I'm gonna take his absence to kind of go out of game for a few seconds here. This is the part where I need to bounce. So have a good game, guys. I'll find out what happens to me and the rest of the party later.
Bye! You just got swallowed by a mimic.
Oh, a tavern-sized mimic. Oh no, no. All right.
That's
Bye, guys.
Later. Would you like to go to Bodhi and Zarek here?
He's not here.
Say what?
No, he's talking to Daniel.
Oh.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah. I'm actually gonna take this time to say let's take a little bit of an intermission. I haven't ate
Okay.
anything, and I have some food that's done, so I'm gonna go grab that real quick and munch on that real quick. Just take 15 minutes, and we'll be back.
10
Sounds
4.
good.
All right.
I mean, not like I'm going anywhere, but
Where did Glorvin go? His picture's gone.
oh, he
Glor-
just left.
Yeah,
Oh,
Glorvin
That was him saying, "Say guys, I'll see you later."
All right, I stepped away, so I missed that part.
Oh, okay.
All right, we're taking 15.
Oh, just in time for me to come back.
Yep.
That's
So
okay.
I'll
I
be right
was
back.
looking,
Well, I gotta help the wife.
looking
Dad, I
at
helped the
my.
kids get the grill going.
I just got to help myself to standing here.
Oh, you're standing?
Yeah, that's how I do everything now. I just stand.
Part of being vegan.
Oh, that stopped a while because Melissa wouldn't keep it up.
Wasn't it her idea?
It was.
Listen, we don't remind women of their ideas and their failures.
It started out with, yeah, let's do the vegan thing. And then went to, well, maybe meat once in a while, to, look, I can't afford to do that because I need to be able to eat while I'm at work and nobody around here is vegan.
I mean, yeah, that's not really her fault though.
And I'm like, well, how about you just pack lunch?
Ooh. So are you sleeping in the basement now, or how's that working?
Oh, no, we get over things like that real quick. Well, I do, and then she broods on it, but hey.
So did he pause the live stream, or is this still, commentary during live stream?
Oh, it's still commentary during live stream.
Oh, okay. Don't bother me either way.
That's okay. At first, I thought we had, I looked, I'm like, oh, we have 37 people in the stream. No, it was just the 6 of us.
Well, it shows there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14.
Those are past viewers.
There's 17 viewers.
Right now, it only shows 6 online.
Oh. When I go to the community, this is viewers.
Past viewers.
Oh, those are past
Look
viewers?
at he's like a superhero. His hair is blowing in the wind.
Leave his toupee alone.
Well, he did say it was 97.5 degrees in his house, so he's probably got a fan on.
I do indeed.
It's funny because it's just that one piece of hair jumping up and down.
John's just jealous because someone has hair.
I keep mine short, and I've always had
his back and ass.
I've always had an 8 head. I've had an 8 head since I was a kid. So
Is that why you went to the Marines, so you could really be a jarhead?
yeah, that's why
The
I
ultimate
decided
cover-up.
to start cutting my hair short because when you got long hair and your hairline starts back above your ears.
So Daniel, what's for dinner?
Tater tots.
I fucks with tater tots.
That
Same.
sounds like
the
Quit
OKSD
working.
and the Dungeon Master shit. The words,
Hey,
I know them.
I had
can
everything
even-
working today. All right, you can't even blame me this time.
That's what I said. It's not the DM's fault that this is the okayest D&D ever. It's
All right.
everybody but John's mediocre roleplay.
Come on, you're all
John's
good.
just an overachiever.
You're all good.
Well, they threw you under the bus that one time, so I'm gonna throw them under the bus this one time. Y'all need to step the fuck up.
Oh, I'm aware. I'm aware.
Y'all are all good. I told you I've been doing this for over 20 years. So
Look, my character has no idea what the fuck's going on. He walked into this town, got thrown in a cage. He's pissed. He just wants to fucking leave, and now he's a part of a quest that has nothing to do with him.
And apparently he's an alcoholic now.
Apparently.
and wants to be a sex fiend, but we haven't gotten there yet.
I think that's like the player owned characters coming into the character.
A little
So you
Phrasing.
got to learn to
bit.
separate
Phrasing,
your personal
phrasing.
life from your character life.
It may be a little self-projecting. I'm sorry, okay?
All
So
right.
if Clue gets pegged,
Peggy!
And
He
on
has a
that
cloaca.
note, let's get back in game, shall we?
yeah, we can't be calling like this. We're gonna get him demonetized.
Jesus Christ. All right.
I think you
So-
need an NSFW tag on your Dungeons and Dragons down there.
Hello?
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 Okay.
Hello?
My whole
Can you hear me
audio
now?
is just stupid sometimes.
It's our Dungeons and Dragons. Both types of dungeons.
Anywho, moving right along. You guys follow the sound of Glorvin's laugh coming through, and you make it to the giant oak barrel, and you see people approach it, and as they do, they grab the handle, turn it, and it opens like a door.
It's a hidden quotations door.
How
This
did
must be
Bird do
where-
that?
It's like Fight Club. You don't talk about Fight Club.
Follow.
All right.
The
the
random person
magical
that just
bird.
did that.
Blue and Tyrek, you open the door and you follow through, and you are. Hold on. Let me see if I can get some music that is just a little bit more on par with what we're doing here.
Playing golf now?
Hold on. 2 secs. Have a land ball's tell. It'll never get old. I don't know if that'll do what I want it to do. Huh. I guess there's only one way to find out, huh?
Where are you sharing the music through?
It's not for you guys, unfortunately.
Oh, then I don't care.
I'm sorry. I'm gonna
It's
figure out
for
a way
the-
to make it so, but right now,
Don't worry about the
to-
music for the players. We'll be okay.
We're
It's
left
for
in
the
silence.
It's all the listeners that we don't have following the stream right now. It's for. It's all
Hey.
the listeners that we
Hey.
don't have following.
Hey, you always stream like there's 1,000 people watching you.
you
Always.
never know. One day there might be.
Trust me, I am.
Okay, so you guys open the door and you walk through this barrel into this stone hallway that opens up into a stairwell. And you go down the stairwell, 1 flight of stairs, 2 flights of stairs, 3, 4, 5, 10 flights of stairs. You're very deep underground at this point. You finally step through the last set of stairs into this corridor. And you walk through the corridor. It opens up into this massive space. Ceilings 80 feet tall. A giant cavern that... It looks like a cavern, but when you, like, stare at it, it's carved. Ornate ceilings and arches across the entirety of the Colosseum grounds. And you see in front of you a giant Colosseum. Let me rephrase. As you step through, you see below you seating all around. So you're coming up at basically the top floor of the Colosseum. And there's seating all below you. And then there's the actual Colosseum arena. And on either side of it, this cavern is huge. It's probably like 200 feet long on either side. And you're not sure how deep it goes. But it is just hustle and bustle of bets and fighter states, fighter staging, and merchandise being sold, and food, and it's just huge. The one thing that does catch your eye as you step in, you see one box, one small, it's not even small, you see one balcony that sits on the far side of the arena, above all else. And it's like built into the wall. This is the one part of the wall that is not ornate and carved in. It's natural, with the exception of this pane of glass that goes about 40 feet long, and then a balcony that steps out of it. And there you see... wait for it. Wait for it. Wait for it. Oh... 2 seconds. I didn't import this into the thingy. With the thingy. And the whatnot. Sorry. Noon.
It's okay. We wait while you get prepared.
I don't
Trust me, they
appreciate-
waited a lot longer with me.
This is true. John drained as well.
I mean, if I can be as honest as I can, I didn't know how far you guys would make it. So I didn't get a
Don't
chance to
blame
set
you.
everything up. Excuse you. I told you to add a image. Oh, I know why. I fucking... Bro... It's gonna take 2 seconds longer because everybody's stupid and uses WebMs instead of fucking PNGs or JPEGs. You don't like those people.
So you don't want to screenshot?
Yeah,
Snipping tool, man, tell you, saves your life.
Definitely sure, brother. Save as PNG. Boom, done. Boom, look at it. Done. Yes, we're done. I just gotta actually fucking add it again. Yeah. Boom. Ta-da! Okay.
Are we supposed to be seeing something?
I was gonna ask the
Nope,
same
not
thing.
yet.
Okay, you said ta-da.
I've got the map on stream, and I got a picture of the village on Discord.
You see this entity, a beholder, one like you've never seen before,
Little
sitting
questions there too.
on this balcony.
He's so cute.
Is that who I think it is?
Who do you think it is?
Xanthar.
That is Xanathar.
I don't know. I just got Baldur's Gate flashbacks with the
Spectres.
Spectators, yeah.
that, and on the over on the right is the whatchamacallit guys.
Mind Flayer.
Yeah.
Yeah, mind flayers.
I mean,
So, yeah, Xanathar runs with a crowd, you know? You
With a
see
horse.
him, just as he's shown here, sitting on a pedestal, surrounded by foods and wines and things you can only assume to be recreational incense, if you will, and
Question.
gold. And he's surrounded by bodyguards and people who look very, very important. So, this is again on the other side of the arena, which is about, from where you're standing, about, we'd say it's 20 feet down and 60 across, and another, so about 100 feet away from you, 60 feet in the air. You see this man in a balcony, and behind him a plate glass window that's 40 feet long with a door that's just built into it. This is Xanathar's domain, and if you weren't convinced of it before, by it being called Xanathar's Coliseum, seeing this grandiose presentation makes you realize exactly who it is.
Turek, I don't think we should be here.
I don't think I should be anywhere, but here we are.
Now, do we see Glorvin anywhere once we get actually into the arena?
You do not.
Out
You
of
know you
character.
heard him walking this way. You're just not sure where he went. But as you look around, there's like, I mean, it's hustle and bustle everywhere. It is crowded, packed, slam full.
Yeah. Well, we need to find Glorvin. He disappeared this way. And we need to figure out where he is. We need to keep our party together. We'd already split up once.
What are you guys doing?
I'm talking with you, Turek.
The bar is that way. Let's see if you went to go get a drink.
Isn't the bar behind us?
Well, I
There would
never said
be
which way
multiple.
that way is.
There's multiple liquor vendors throughout the entirety of this. So,
Well, let's start by going this way. Like, go right.
all right.
Yeah.
Go right. I always go right.
When in doubt, go right.
So you guys go down the I don't even know what you would call this, but it's basically just the alleyways on either side of the Coliseum. You guys go down the right side alleyway, and you see that people are peddling everything, and there are children peddling small bracelets and all kinds of things. And you notice that while there is no like actual police force here, you do see a few here or there men in a uniform of some kind. You're not really sure what it is per se. You just know that they seem to be present, and anytime something breaks out, they seem to go handle it pretty swiftly. Maybe not in the most lawful way. There have been a couple of people who have been stabbed and possibly killed, but nonetheless, it is a police force nonetheless. You are taking everything in when all of a sudden you hear through the arena, you hear, and beginning our next fight, the human fighter, Glorvin Dustbone.
Hey, Clue, I think we could walk down this breezeway and find Glorvin fighting down there.
That's a better name. Sorry, my English.
Just trying to help you out. Just trying to help you out.
Yeah, that was totally better.
See, I told you we could words.
Come, Clue. Come quick.
Rush to the. I'm assuming it's like a cage surrounding it.
No,
Like
no? I mean, as far as you can tell, it's just open to the air.
So
That's why it's called a breezeway.
Like there's about, so the Coliseum in itself is about I'd say 80 feet long. So the arena itself is 40 feet, and then there's 20 feet worth of seating, which goes down like 20 feet in depth. And then the breezeways are on either side of it, and they're like about 40 feet long on either side. And so basically you can at any point in time just take a step down to the steps and walk down towards the arena.
Let's go see Blood Split. Let's go.
Let's do this. I want to see Glorvin in action.
So we walk down towards the arena, and do we see Glorvin fighting something, or is he out there by himself?
He is currently standing there, waiting for his opponent to be called out.
I want to yell out to him, kick him in the nuts!
As you say that, a displacer beast is released into the arena.
I don't think he has nuts.
Just gonna watch in awe. Never seen a displacer beast taking notes.
Oh, let's have a seat. Let's grab some popcorn. This should be good.
As the displacer beast is released, I would say you see that there are two other gladiators in the arena with him. So he's not fighting alone. Give me 2 seconds. All right. So you guys see that he has 2 other people on the other side of him, and they are fighting a displacer beast, which looks a little bit like. Why are you being stupid? There we go. Which looks like this.
Pretty kitty.
The Splacer Beast, this image doesn't do it great justice, but it has 2 tentacles that come out of its back and writhe around. They don't have eyeballs at the end of them like a, like a beholder, but they you get the sense that they are sensory in some capacity. It's a let me
So-
dice.
I just want to like lean over to Clue and say, "Don't cats eat birds?"
Shit. I'm gonna kind of make myself small and hidden. Here, kitty, kitty. These are the times I wish I was a druid.
um, Glorvin goes in and immediately gets whacked right away. He charges in. Again, Glorvin, not the most intelligent fighter. He's just kind of all brawn, no brain kind of deal. Charges at the cat. The cat teleports, literally blinks, and then is behind him, scratches his back. The other two that are with him, one using a bow and arrow, the other a staff. One casts Firebolt, hits the Displacer Beast. The other lands an arrow in the Displacer Beast's side. You see at this point that Xanathar has approached the edge of the balcony and is avidly watching the fight. They-
Thoughts of government.
They go back and forth with this Displacer Beast. A close battle. Glorvin is not mortally wounded, but is very seriously wounded. So are the other companions or the other adventurers that are helping him fight this beast. But eventually they do manage to fell the beast. And Glorvin is taken away somewhere you're not really sure.
Wait, oh shit.
Well, that did not last as long as I had hoped. Let's see if we can go
I mean, it
find them.
took like 20 minutes. You know.
D&D. Traveling 500 miles takes 2 seconds. Battling
Yeah,
something
I
takes
just
a whole...
for brevity's sake, I'm not gonna, roll out every fucking thing, So
See if we can go find him underneath.
So do we see like a passageway that
there
might
are
lead down towards where they took him?
two doors on either side. One where the Dissuasion Beast was let go, and the other where a medical team or some group of people who seem to be healers of some kind attempted to come out and pull all the injured away.
Well, I always go right. Let's go to the right door.
The
Following.
right door is from where you guys are, is where the Displacer Beast came out.
Let's not go that way.
Okay. Well, if I keep making right, it goes left. So let's go that way.
3 rights make a left.
All right. So you guys make your way down. You don't see any direct way to get in from where you're at. You guys are basically standing above where the door is in the stands, but there's nowhere for you to enter that would take you down there.
Can we just jump down?
You can certainly try.
Never mind.
You first.
I'm gonna throw a rock, make sure there's no electric bird field.
You go to throw a rock, and a rock bounces off.
Ah, there was a bird field. We can't do that.
It seems like
Sure.
it bounced off thin air, but you also see a ripple of arcane energy as it makes contact.
Magic bird field.
So you said there's a door, but the door is locked.
No,
The
there's
door
a
is
door
underneath
bel-
us.
Yeah, the door's underneath you. You guys are in the stands, and the
Oh.
arena is below you, and there's a door there where they took all the contestants that were fighting back.
Yeah,
But
and we can't get down there because there's an
you can't
imaginary
get down there
bird
from
here.
here. Not saying you can't get down there. You guys took
Okay.
the shortest path, and the shortest path is not always the answer.
Let's
Not in
go back to
D&D.
the right door.
No. All right.
Well, do you have a better option?
Yes, continue walking around, seeing if there's a way to get to the fighters. He had to get down there somehow. He didn't get down there through the top.
All right, you lead the way.
And I start walking, looking for entrances to go underneath.
Just
Going down.
as you guys walk around, you do not find an entrance or a way to get into the lower deck of that. However, you do hear a clue, a gentleman yelling out, who wants to be Xanathar's next fighter?
Cower. And you're not putting me in a cage with a cat. No, thank you, sir. I will not do that.
I just give Clue a big pat on the back and shove him forward at the same time.
No, 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 no.
Ah, you
No.
there, dressed in black. I haven't seen your kind around here. I'm sure Xanathar will thoroughly enjoy your kind.
Birds aren't good in cages.
Hey, there's no cage here, just protection for those who are watching.
If I cannot escape, it is a cage.
Well, is your time in a cage worth lots and lots of gold?
You might have a point here. Can we go in as a duo?
Oh, sure.
Bugbear's with me.
All right.
Little did you know, I already disappeared into the crowd. You
Nope,
no longer
no.
find me.
Nope.
I
You're
have
with me.
stealth.
I don't think you have much stealth here, bud.
He leads you to a small little doorway, and you step into the doorway, and the platform that you step onto lowers into the ground. And there is now where the breezeways stood. Is an extensive underground structure where you can see support beams that hold up the rest of it. But there are people everywhere. There are half dead people on the ground. There are people in cages. There are people in manacles. There are animals of all kinds, all beasts of all that you could think of are somewhere down here. As you look around, sorry, God, stop yawning. As you look around, you see all number of things. You are quickly pushed by this gentleman gently. Follow me, and he takes you to this other gentleman, and you watch as there's a quick exchange of a small bag of gold, and the gentleman who's standing there, he's got a dark black hood on and a mask that comes up to his like right below his eyes, and he goes, "Please sign here." And it's someone of the same uniform that you've seen floating around everywhere.
Kind of scratch onto the paper, I guess.
Well, he hands you a pen.
Well, okay. Well, scribble.
As you go to scribble with the pen, you feel a slight tingling sensation in your hand. And as you write, the ink comes out in red.
I don't like this, Tarek.
I think that's your blood.
It is.
Good luck.
It is red.
I turn around and walk away.
You get done signing it, and you see a slight, I don't want to say a light, but a shimmer on the page. And the gentleman goes, "You're contractually obligated to fight one fight. Until your fight is here, you may spend your time below deck preparing for the fight to come."
Well, in
Hey,
that
Clue,
case,
we made it below deck. Let's go find Gloric.
yes. In
The
that
guy-
case, can you?
Tarek, he hands you a document and the same pen.
I sign without hesitation.
Same thing happens to you. You feel a tinge of pain in your hand, and it comes out in maroon red ink. And again, the paper shimmers. He takes the paper away from you, tells you the same thing. So you can go left or you can go right.
I'm gonna ask him if he knows. Well, I'm gonna ask. Can you point us in the direction of the medical suite area? Our friend is in there now.
Take a right. Follow it all the way down. You'll see half dead people the entire way. Find your friend.
See? You always go right.
Thank you, sir. And follow the directions and looking for Glorvin.
You walk down this path under the breezeway, and you can tell that it's also under the seating, because it you can see like the underside of the seating. You make your way through, and you just see some people are mangled, some people are decapitated, some people are missing an arm, a leg, arm and a leg. It's not a pretty sight. And
Blue,
you'll
I don't know why,
notice-
but I feel like we don't stand out here.
you'll notice
Dead men walking.
that the few who have their heads, some of them have a collar around their neck.
Okay. Do we see Clorvin?
You keep going, and there's no sign of Glorvin so far. But as you keep going, you find what seems to be a medical tent, and Glorvin is there, but he is unconscious.
All right. Kind of sit with him and wait until he wakes up, or wait until we have to go fight, I guess.
Right.
So-
And
Is he like knocked out or something, or
yeah, he's
is he able to
unconscious.
speak? Gotcha. Missed that part.
Do we need to stabilize him, or is it just like he's already been stabilized by the healers?
He's been stabilized. He
Okay.
You definitely see that they are trying to stitch him up, where he had some gashes. We're gonna take the time to cut back to Zerkir and Bodhi.
Oh,
Wake up, Nomi.
we're here.
We are, in fact, here.
Okay. We will approach the gate with purpose.
Badge on display.
Guy walks up to you. What does a rook want here?
I believe the answer to that question is he is investigating, and it is not your concern.
Rook, who is this? And why does he speak for you?
He doesn't speak for me. He's speaking what he's told to speak. He's my assistant.
Well, as you know, the Rooks have no jurisdiction here.
I'm not seeking jurisdiction. I just have a matter that I'm looking into of maybe perhaps some common folk have found a way to sneak themselves into the Sea Ward. And it was brought to my attention, and now I'm investigating that fact.
Go ahead and roll a deception check for me.
A deception.
Perception.
Let's see. That would be a 12, 16.
Right. He just.
Huh?
He looks to his fellow officer. He goes, I'd rather him be the one to break it to them that there's a common folk around them.
That is my job, and I will break the news to whoever it needs to be broken to.
All right, we'll let you in. Just remember, your badge means nothing here.
Thank you, sir, and I am aware.
He opens the gate, lets you guys through. You move into the Sea Ward, and Zarakir, this is not the first time you've ever been here. Bodhi, this is probably the first time you've ever been. To say that it is a step above the rest of the city is almost a lie. It doesn't even look like it belongs in the same city. All of the houses and buildings here are ornate marble and porcelain and metals, no stone. And if it is stone, it is an exotic stone of some kind, whether it be obsidian, whether it be, again, marble or any of that nature. You wonder how a place that lives in such a life of luxury cannot spare any time or assistance to those below them when the buildings and houses look this incredible.
Isn't this just opulence at its finest?
Yeah, an unnecessary display
Well,
of I'm better than you.
I guess, it's in all in how you were raised. And half of them weren't raised with sense, but let's do what we need to do and not be here longer than necessary because, we're the elephant in the room.
Yep. I'm going to find a place where I assume I am hidden, and I'm going to disguise self to look like I belong here.
Oh, that's a good idea.
I've been waiting for arrest for that reason.
To give yourself disguise
Yeah.
self.
Uh-huh.
All right. You step into an alleyway and cast disguise self on yourself. What do you look like?
I want to look around first to make sure nobody sees me.
Okay. I guess roll a perception check for me. Or are you just trying to be stealthy?
Well, first I want to make sure nobody can see me, and then I want to be stealthy.
Okay.
Because if somebody's already seeing me, there ain't no point in trying to hide if I'm discovered already. That would be a nat 20, thanks to my advantage.
All right.
I'm glad I rolled that.
You do not see anybody specifically watching you. Because you are a rook, because you are a tiefling, the eyes tend to meet with yours and immediately look away, and then avoid eye contact for the rest of the time. With a natural 20, you also notice that the presence of Griffin Riders of the Lord's Alliance is much heavier here than it is anywhere else in the city.
Of course it is.
But you do feel as though you are safe to go ahead and cast Disguise Self.
Alright, well then if that's the case, then I'm not even going to bother with the stealth check. I'm just going to do it.
Yep.
In and out like Superman.
Yeah. What do I want to look like? What would be what race did I see the most, like most common in Waterdeep and in the Sea Ward?
In the Seaward specifically, it is almost exclusively humans.
How racist roll.
But occasionally, you see your wood elves and your dwarves, ironically.
Yeah, I'm too tall to look like a dwarf. Well, yeah, I'll just be a human with very fine clothing and like a little pompous "I'm better than you" turned up at the corners mustache.
Gotcha.
Yeah, with a little monocle. I kind of want to look like the Monopoly Man.
The Monopoly Man. Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right. So, I'm gonna have you roll a survival check for me, just to see how long it takes for you to make your way to Diamond Street.
All right, come on. Let's
And Boda, you can
survival.
assist on this.
To make our way to Diamond Street?
Yeah.
I don't foresee it being that long because it's not that far.
But yeah, assist, please. Just assist.
Oh, absolutely.
21. Thank you for the assist because I rolled a 7 the first time.
All right. So you quickly pick up, as an investigator, tend to understand people. And so you pick up on those people who seem to be dressed as if they are going to an upper class, like, you know, like party versus a maybe underground, not so legal stuff
Going
club.
to a nice white shut party.
You quickly follow, and you make it down to Diamond Street. Here you find all kinds of different places. Let's see. Hold on. You make it to a building called the House of Purple Silks. You approach the building and you see a gentleman who is standing at the door. And he looks to you. Cover fee. He wants, you look at the sign and it's 5 gold per person.
All right. Do servants count as people?
Say that again?
Do servants count as people?
He's asking this in character.
Okay.
Yes.
He goes, sorry, I keep yawning for some fucking reason. God damn it. He goes, of course not. Servants are a simple 2 gold fine.
All right. Then I'll give him 2 gold and look at Bodhi and like hope he understands to play along.
I've already had my eyes downcast at the ground.
So I need to mark off 7 gold.
Yep.
Okay, let me see that.
You step into this. Why the fuck do I keep dying, bro?
Oh, bless you. I think that was a sneeze accompanied with some other shit. Yeah, that was a special kind of sneeze.
You step into this room, and surprise, surprise, you see purple silks everywhere, draped along the lines of everything, everywhere. You walk into the building, and aside from the silks, you see a stage at the far end, about 60 feet away from you. And here you see what we would call, God, what the fuck is the name of it?
Not a donkey show.
No, it's like women who perform like song and dance and very
Burlesque dancers?
Yes, it's a burlesque show. I was like, I knew the fucking name. I just couldn't place it. Sorry about that. You see that there is a burlesque show going on at the far end. A grand piano is there, and a woman in scantily clad dress, short in all the right places, is laying on top of the piano, doing her thing, working her ways. You see that people are just throwing money at her. and as the money like crosses that like stage line, you see it just kind of disappear. You see tables and whatnot that are in front of the stage, but on either side of the on either side of these tables there are what seem to be private booths, and above those is a separate like um, a balcony that is extends the entire way around. Also, like uh, the balcony ends right in front of the stage and then wraps around from behind you. So there's like something above you, and it definitely looks to you to be like a more like VIP section, as the only entrance you can find seems to be hidden or like guarded by another gentleman. What would you like to do?
You said that was the only other section that looked like it was guarded?
Yeah.
And there's probably no way for us to get in there without a significant amount of money.
Yeah.
Pour yourself out.
There's also a bar at the very back of opposite of the stage. Right as you walked in the door, there's a huge bar with every liquor you can think of. But unlike the Maiden's Tier, where you usually go, it is huge and has all the liquors, same as like the Maiden's Tier does, but it is gaunty almost, like over the top. Um, like there's no reason for it to look that fancy. So, yeah.
All right. I want to make my way to
Take it
the
away.
bar. I've done it to you. Don't apologize. It's return the favor. um, yeah, I want to make my way to the bar, and as I'm on my way, I want to bump somebody to try and recover some gold as a way of paying for the rest of this tour. And pick a
All
pocket.
right. Here we go. Let's get a sleight of hand check if you bump into somebody.
16, 6, 22.
Woo! 22. All right. Yeah. Give me just a second. You know what? Yeah, I'm gonna give you possible big money here. Oh no! Die down! Die down! Sorry, give me a second. My die is like lost to the fucking ether over here.
You do lose it in the floor.
Yeah, and I don't know where the fuck it went. Well, shit.
I know it's not a. You got decent wire management, so it's not locked up in all your wires.
No, it's just like not there.
Whistle for it.
I'll be right. Give me a second to go grab it.
And that was the last time we saw our DM.
He was lost to the ether, just like his die.
It's gone forever. He fell into the same hole. It's like Homer Simpson in the couch.
There's like a portal down there.
I am so tilted.
Oh, there he is.
So apparently it landed on my blanket. When I picked my blanket up to look under my blanket, it rolled back the opposite direction.
Oh, he has a blankie.
You recover 60 gold.
Whoo.
Without breaking a sweat.
All right. And continue to the bar.
All right. You approach the bar. And what do you do?
I will order. Barkeep, my good friend. I would like
Yes.
a glass of your finest wine and
Ah.
a glass of water for my servant.
You watch as you say a glass of water for my servant, and he looks at you in disgust. And he goes, "Ah, yes. 1 moment, please." He turns around, grabs a glass, grabs a fancy looking bottle, probably nothing you haven't had before, pours you a glass, asks for 5 gold in return.
All right.
And grabs literally what you believe to be is a dirty glass, pours water into it, and hands it to you.
Thank you, sir. And continuing the conversation, that room over yonder, how would I go about gaining entry?
The VIP rooms are a small donation of 50 gold to get amongst it.
All right, and then I'll count out. Well, I have 55 as a generous tip.
Oh no, you do not give it to me. You give it to that gentleman over there. He points over to the guard standing at the thing.
All right, well, then that's who I'll go hand my money to.
You walk over to the guy
Yep.
and
I'll put the gold in his hand and request access to the room.
okay. He steps aside, takes your 50 gold, puts it in his pocket, hands you a 2 wristbands. One is a purple silk wristband, and the other is looks to be like a paper wristband of some kind.
Yeah.
The silk is for you, and the paper for your servant. And note that he looks down on Bodhi very heavily.
Hard not to look down on me very heavily. I'm small.
Not in a physical sense.
I know. Do I get any sort of magic item feeling from these bracelets?
Go ahead
Specifically
and
mine.
roll an Arcana check.
21.
Damn. Y'all making up for all those bad rolls last session. There is an essence of magic to it. It's not super strong from what you can gather, but there is a faint aura of magic from both of them.
Okay.
Without casting a detect magic, I can't tell you.
That's fine. Yeah,
specifics.
I'm not asking specifics. I don't have detect magic.
And all right. Then yeah, I guess we're gonna walk through the door.
All right. Well, it's not a door so much as it is like, again, just like a curtain. You step through, and there's a set of stairs in front of you. You ascend the stairs, and it's tables as it was on the bottom floor, but you can clearly tell that this is a different class of people. And as soon as you get up there, you are handed a mask. It's just like one of those masks where you can hold it and put it up to your face, or there's also like you can attach it to your face if you so desire. Completely up to you.
Yeah, I'll just hold it for the moment.
What mask do you choose?
Um, I didn't. You didn't. The
You get to choose a mask, any mask.
okay.
I'm giving you the opportunity to create and to be creative.
I guess just like a vendetta mask, just like yeah, like just a plain vendetta words. I know 'em. A vendetta mask.
So like the Guy Fawkes mask.
Yeah.
You explain it to him, and he makes kind of what you want, but it's not exactly a Guy Fawkes mask.
Right.
All right.
So is there anywhere to sit that's close enough to like hear some people, but not too close that it's obvious?
There are seats all over the place that are empty, seats that are, I mean, and you just pick a place. You're kind of surrounded by people. The only absence of people is the few tables here or there that quickly are swallowed up by someone else, right? So a table empties immediately. It's swallowed up by someone else. So
If I can get a table with my back to the wall so I can see the entire room, that's the one I'm going for.
all right. You wait. You stand in front of the railing, waiting for the right seat to open up. And finally, one does. You swiftly make your way over there, and you sit down.
Do I see anybody?
I'm sure.
Bless you. Huh?
I said, I'm whispering to you. I'm just gonna stand here next to you. I'm sure if I sit down, it'll be very frowned upon.
Probably.
You also never described what you were disguised yourself as.
Who?
You.
I did. I said the Monopoly Man.
Oh shit. You're right. Never mind. Sorry. I stand corrected.
The little pompous upturned mustache is what. Yeah, man, that's the main. That's the main selling point of this disguise is that I'm better than you, mustache.
Got you. All right, you take a seat. What are you doing when you're seated?
Do I like? I just want to look around and see if there's anything that looks suspicious. That might be like not suspicious for this place, but like might be out of place here.
Here's what I want you to do. First, I want you to make a perception check for me.
Visual.
Yeah. You're also gonna make another check, so hold on to that.
And
Piece.
perception is 18.
Okay. So go ahead and make a fuck. What the fuck is it called? Why am I blanking on this? Insight check.
I'm gonna roll red for this one. I ain't roll red all night. Nat 20 for a total of 24.
Holy shit. All right. So you got an 18 and 24, correct?
Yep.
You look around the room and you chose the right seat. You can clearly determine who has higher stature than the other and who is using this time to suck up to others. You also quickly assess that a lot of the men and women who are here are not the men and women's significant others and are in fact escorts. Some dancing in promiscuous ways, some you know, edging their partners on. Some of them are just straight under a table doing some dirty work.
Some wet work.
Some wet work. And as you look around the room, you spot a table specifically with a group of gentlemen, each of them with a lady on each arm, and specifically one of them is one of those people who has a specific somebody down below, while another is sitting in his lap. None of which have any clothes on. And he is a portly man, a little bit older, salt and pepper gray hair, goatee, with like a very thin mustache, almost like that like typical devil form where it's like the sharp goatee and the curly Q like mustache, kind of like that, but salt and pepper. And he's a little bit of a thicker man, and oh man, And he is just, you see him interacting with the woman who's on top of him, and he just seems like a pig. That's the first thing that comes to your mind. Because he's just violating this woman. Granted, she signed up for this, but she, like, you can definitely get the feeling that she feels disgusted, right? He's slobbering all over her, you know, touching her everywhere. And from what you can gather, with the fact that he has two women on him, he is the more important of the group. And the others just watch in kind of like disgust while also hiding it behind a facade. And they're trying to talk business with him, but he's just fucking out of it. He doesn't give a fuck about what they have to say right now. And you can tell because he's answering their questions, but he's answering them with like one word answers. You do hear. Let's see. Hold on. I'm trying to think of the best way to. The 24 and a natural. You definitely understand that these people, you know, you're in a club that is a very secret club. Or it's a very expensive club to get into. The VIP section is very, very expensive to get into. These men are all wealthy beyond belief. They fear this guy. As soon as he snaps at them in any capacity, they immediately recoil and try to like suck up. So you know that this gentleman has the power here in this situation.
Did I pick up on any of what they were saying? Like what kind of business they're discussing?
Well, they are about 30 feet away from you. And you were using your sights and your insights to kind of like dictate what you're looking at. So I'm kind of sticking to that. I thought about having you hear things, but you didn't roll high enough to hear something when you were trying to perceive visually.
Right. Right.
It is about this point in time that a young woman approaches you in, again, scantily clad clothing. She's an escort here to do a job, and she tries to, you know, sit down. She sits in your lap. She talks sweet nothings in your ear. What do you do?
I'm gonna resist, and I'm here on business, not pleasure, and send her on about her business. And
You say you're here on business, not pleasure, and she goes, "It's my experience that all men come here for business and pleasure." She looks at you, and she looks at the gentleman you've been staring at, and she goes, "That man right there is probably the most powerful man in this entire building. He's here for business. He's definitely here for pleasure."
he definitely seems to be here for pleasure. But in my experience, excessive pleasure can cloud your business mind. Business first, pleasure later.
I start elbowing you in the hip.
Well,
That's all right.
you never know. Maybe your pleasure leads to your business. No?
It's very possible.
With my head still down, please excuse my master. He's very awkward and very shy when it comes to beautiful ladies such as yourself. He finds the game alluring of the, I don't know, fox and the rabbit kind of chase, but he prefers to be the rabbit, if you catch my meaning.
She completely ignores Bodhi. Completely focused on you. With a 24 on insight, you know she is trying to get you to pay her, but she also seems to know that you are here to collect information on this gentleman, and she's willing to give it to you should you follow her to somewhere where she can give it to you quietly.
Quick question. How long has it been since I cast Disguise Self?
By this point, we'll say it's been about 30 minutes.
Okay. Well, I'm going to keep that in mind, and I'm going to cast it again before it runs out, like at the last minute, so
Okay.
that way I don't lose my disguise.
Make sure you're marking those spell slots off.
Yep. I got one more cast.
All right.
So, all right. I guess I'm gonna just take her hand and tell her to lead the way.
You watch as she gently pulls you towards her, and you know she leads you in a very playful way towards the left side of the upper limits. Is there are again like booths. They look like booths from where you are, and as you approach them you realize they're not booths, they're actually beds. They have the same like curtained off silk curtains that are purple, of course. And she steps to the bed, and at this moment in time you see her, and she is a elven woman with her hair in a like ornate wrapping behind her head that's like a ponytail that sits on her shoulder down here. And she is well endowed and has a perfect like basically um like hourglass shape, but more in a petite sense than like a bigger person.
Right.
And you're staring at her, and she just pulls both of the edges of her robes off, and it just drops to the floor. And she grabs you and pulls you towards her in the bed. And as she pulls you in, the curtains close behind you. And that's where we're going to end tonight's session.
Dun 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 dun.
Looks like Daniel finally got me naked where he wanted me.
So, how was it? Everybody have fun?
I mean, yeah. I like watching Gorvin get beat up, even though I wasn't there to witness it. I heard about it.
Too bad he wasn't there to witness it.
Took a
Which is
matter
funny
of 5
'cause
seconds.
if you were paying attention to chat, he was like, wait, I'm missing the sex?
Is that who that is? I was wondering who that was.
Yeah, that's Riley.
He's like backbeating in the 50-foot merch.
Didn't he say Mick?
Oh, sorry, yeah, Mac.
It's 9:15 and Red's old. Give him a break.
It's only 8:15.
Well,
And
it's
you're still
9:15.
old.
9:15 here, and you're still jet lagged from moving from East Town.
Alright. Well, with that, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go ahead and end the stream. Do you guys have anything to say?
Tune in next time.
Did we decide when we're playing next time?
The next
be
time.
5 p.m. on a Saturday. We don't know what
Which
Saturday yet. But it'll be 5 p.m. on a Saturday. We'll keep you posted. Anywho. Well, my name is Daniel. I'm one hell of a nerd. This has been our first D&D game, which we plan to play every Saturday that we can at 5 p.m. till whenever we feel like it. And I just thought that this was a good stopping point for tonight.